Now, babe. What's up, everybody? We're live. We're live. We're live. Everybody, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Had some music for you, but Spotify wanted to be a big old biatch today, so uh, I guess we won't have any music on. Uh, let's see. So I guess if Minx is still here,
Yeah, I am. I'm here.
all right. Well, Spotify, like I said, want to be a bitch, so we're gonna go ahead and get this party started without some music. It's a random talk indie music show. Well, it's just a random talk show today. It's your girl 759, alongside my co-host, the Bronx Bully, the Beast from the East with the gap in the teeth, but it's perfectly okay. It is everyone's favorite Minx, aka Fuck You Pay Me, aka Miss Monetize, Minx Couture, Minx Contour, Minx Cooter. Call her whatever you want to call her. Just don't call her copycat. Do you dig or do you dig?
Yeah, they better dig.
They better dig. They better dig. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen. See, I fixed one issue and I come up with another one, but of course, that's another day in the life in the world of seven. So, without further ado, the show must go on. And in any case, go ahead and head on over to spreadshirt.com/RTIM for official Random Talk merch. You got your coffee cups, mouse pads, t-shirts, hoodies. We looking to get some hats back on order and get you a cute little pair of footy socks with our faces on. Just put them on the top of your foot, not the bottom of your foot. And also head on over to minxradio.com to get some of that Minx Mafia merch that she's been doing and support your local social broadcasters. Since we're not podcasters by this definition, we're social broadcasters. Uh, Yesterday was our first Minx Manifestation Monday giveaway, where she gave away $25 to a very supportive follower, listener, viewer, supporter, whatever you want to call them. So every week at a certain time, we will announce the winner, and we will also tell you, how you can get your name in and hopefully win either some merch, $25 gift card, or whatever we decide to do. You just gotta engage with us. We engage with you. As you see, we're always on the Facebook page. Follow us, facebook.com/RTIM show. Artists, get your music out here. RTIM show at gmail.com. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this joint popping. Minx, what's going on with you?
I'm trying so hard not to laugh at your voice.
Why? Why? What does it sound like?
You sound like a dude.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I was gonna.
Yup, 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 yup. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
You know what? Fuck
I
this
wish I,
show. You know
I
what?
wish
No,
I,
fuck it. I'm about to end this shit real quick.
like, how do you sound? Y'all, I need to record this. I need to record this.
Oh my
I'm gonna send it
goodness. What you mean? First I got talked about my laugh, and now I sound like a guy. What the hell?
you sound like you sound like a dude right now. You sound like you know like what? Oh, like you know how voiceovers and shit, and they
Oh
try to
my
like
god.
slow it down a little bit so you can sound masculine.
Oh
Yeah,
no, no. You know what, Mix? I'm gonna tell you some shit, but I'm gonna tell you off air, okay? We gonna keep it cute today, but I'm gonna tell you some shit off air.
I'm just letting you know. I'm letting
I
you know.
know. I mean, shit. It is what it is. Just know I ain't no bitch.
If we cool with that, let's just go. We'll just go with it.
Yeah, we're
If
just gonna go with it.
we'll go with it.
Shout out to everybody on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, and also Caffeine TV, which seems to be our biggest, uh, our biggest following, our biggest fan base. So shout out to you guys,
Yo,
for coming in
caffeine is
every night.
lit.
Yo, I love it. Caffeine TV, y'all need to get, for me, a custom RTMP because I'm tired of having to keep figuring out how to do this shit. But you know what? I got this brand new, freshly activated iPhone 11 upgrade, and I love this.
When?
Today, I love this phone. Oh my gosh, the camera is so beautiful, it's sexy. I love it.
Yo,
Yeah.
I wish you would have told me that. See, now I feel like I'm left behind because I'm still with my SE.
Well, I needed something, when I do go on my trip, I needed something because I'm gonna do like a vlog of my own. And last year, what I did was, me and my mom and my cousin, her girlfriend, we were sitting on the balcony of the hotel we were staying in, and we just did like this random ass, kind of like what we're doing. And we had this whole 16-minute dialogue about why Superman was better than Spider-Man. Of course, I'm team Batman, so I said, Batman get all the bitches, and Superman was just lusting over one, and Spider-Man couldn't get none. He had was it MJ, but she won't shit really, and we just went off like that. So I got this phone specifically for the camera. Like this camera is
Yeah, this is
brutalist.
yo. I kid you not. Between that and the GoPro, those are some really amazing, cameras, especially like you said for vlogging.
Oh yeah, so I plan on, and I got the 128 gig phone as well because I had the 32 gig of the iPhone 7, and considering what it is that I do with my phone, other than my social media, I edit, I do memes, I stay on my phone a lot, and I need to like kind of like not do that. But I got this 128 gigs, so I can store a lot more videos, pictures.
Oh, you got 120. See, you know what? And I'm pissed off too because fuck Boost Mobile,
Oh
um
shit!
fuck y'all,
I
who
told you to get
is
off of Boost Mobile.
look, I love Boost Mobile mainly because I'm cheap. We all know I'm a very cheap person. Um, when you got your mommy duties and shit, it's kind of like do you have the upgraded phone that you know is going to get fucked up because your little one is, trying to play like you? Or do you just stick with the phones that you don't mind breaking because it's going to be easy to replace?
Mm-hmm.
If this was a perfect world back in, well, it wasn't really a perfect world before my little one, but you know, um, I would have totally gotten like the 11 Pro. You know what I'm saying? I would have gotten that shit. But
Right.
the SE, the new one, I'm pretty much sold on it, and I'm just upset that Boost Mobile refuses to update that. You know, like I just think it's unprofessional, right? First of all, we didn't ask for this fucking phone that came out. We didn't ask for it, but thank you. We're in the middle of a fucking epidemic, and y'all won't drop a phone. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. But what aggravates me is that the customer service behind it. You go on Twitter and you're like, hey, when is it going to come back into stock?
Mm-hmm.
And these motherfuckers are so fucking nasty. They're like, yeah, guess what? You got to keep checking the website until it comes back. I'm like, that's not a fucking answer that you tell a consumer. Keep checking the website.
Oh
Do you guys
goodness.
have like a something where we could put our email address and then we'll get an alert that it's out?
Mm-hmm.
But no, they won't give us that due diligence. They want us to just keep checking the website. So I was like, I'm this close to just getting the XR and calling it a fucking day. I really am.
I was torn between the 11 and the XR. The difference between the 11 and the 7 is the 11 is a little thicker and a tiny bit, smaller. But
Right.
and it also doesn't have the home button, which I'm so used to.
Yeah, I can't use phones without that shit. Like I need I
Well,
need that. I need to have that.
well, when I had opened everything up and I went to set it up, and it gave me like a quick 10-step rundown on how to do this, and this, and then the facial recognition thing, which
Yeah.
I mean, I have a passcode. I don't have to worry about people going into my phone. It's just that I feel safe putting a passcode on it because I've lost a phone before and don't know where the fuck it went. And I had to get another phone. So anybody that might come by and swipe my shit, you know,
What's up, What's up, Mr. Wick?
Mr. Wick, man, what is good? What is good? What's good? Uh,
Welcome back.
yeah, welcome back. Y'all share this live too. Uh, but I had lost a phone and I had to, fuck around and buy another one. So I got a passcode on it, so in case I lose it and somebody try to finagle their way into my shit, you only get so many tries with the iPhone before it deletes everything and it sends an alert
Yeah.
to
What's up,
Sprint.
Sammy?
So,
Wow, we're getting our usual suspects to come in tonight, huh?
oh come on over, usual suspects. Come on in, come on in the room.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Well, I mean, other than that, I mean, in today's, I haven't been checking the news or anything like that. Today was go outside day, and your girl was terrified.
Oh Jesus.
So, we
I,
went out. Originally, it was to go outside to blow bubbles, and then somehow or another, we decided to take a ride. I said, why don't we just go to McDonald's? Go to McDonald's drive through just to, get the little one out and get some fresh air and see
yeah.
get some sunlight. And I think COVID-19 is fucking up how people drive even more than what they were.
Oh jeez. So you really got some buttholes out there that really.
Yeah, idiots driving around with their fucking masks on. Like, I'm like, if you driving around and you got your mask on and you
Oh
smell your
my.
breath and you gonna kill us all because you didn't brush your damn teeth. I
I
mean, come on.
mean, look, listen. If y'all gonna do this, brush your teeth, pop in some gum, do something. I mean, come on now. You
Yeah,
you can't
it's just,
just.
so this guy tried to, you got the drive through line. It was pretty much a two-way street, and we're waiting to go into the drive through, and there was a line, obviously. And somehow or another, while we're making our left, this mofo decided he wanted to plow on through and gave us this nasty look with his fucking mask on. And I was like, yeah, all right. I hope you wrap around the pole, bitch. Like, don't even
You know
try to.
what? I had to go out today for my one of two grocery runs. That's all I go out anyway. And I go out here. I got my mask on, And I wear glasses, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all that don't have to wear glasses, consider yourselves lucky because number one, I can't breathe as it is. Number two, my god ding dang glasses keep fogging up. I can't hardly read without my glasses, but I'm sitting there taking them off every 5 seconds so they, defog. Who 3M? If I can get in touch with the people at 3M, they need to come up with a mask that fits real nice up under your glasses, but when you breathe out, it doesn't go up, it goes out or down or wherever the fuck it's supposed to go because this fogging up of glasses is got to go. This is not the move. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's I was walking around and that was the same shit that happened to me. I was like, wait a minute. So what in the fuck changed as far as, you walk in and then, your glasses start getting all steamy and you're like,
Mm.
I can't do this. Like especially if you take a long breath like, huh. Yeah, next thing you know, you jacked up in the game because, you can't.
I was talking to my mom about this and I said, you know what? These people that put out these guidelines really did not think of the people who are
Wear glasses.
claustrophobic or wear glasses or are claustrophobic because they feel tight and smothered, they can't breathe, they hyperventilate, and can put themselves in further danger trying to protect themselves. But hey, I can't breathe and I'm claustrophobic. Oh, yeah. And I have anxiety. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass out any minute. Not that I do, but I'm just saying they never thought of that. And it sucks. You're not laughing
Yeah.
at that, are you?
Well, yeah, because I be feeling like I'm about to die because you're like, it's all carbon dioxide. So it's like I understand it from having a panic attack and I need to breathe into a paper bag.
Mm hmm.
But I was like, nah, 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 that ain't it. Like now I don't even bother. Oh, I just sneezed.
Whoa.
As you could tell,
Bless
I was
you.
just yeah, that's how I sneeze.
Oh,
Everybody knows.
my.
Like, damn, what the fuck?
Oh, oh.
Yeah, that's
Bless
how I
you.
sneeze. It's weird. Um,
That's enough of that.
but
Go ahead, cut that out.
yeah,
She
but
got that. She
here's
got
what's
that shit,
crazy.
y'all. She got it. She got it.
What's crazy is, after being outside, um, somehow or another, it's like my nose just would not stop running. It's like I don't like to use Benadryl. Um, I don't like to use any type of allergy medicines. I just try to avoid sitting by the window and being outside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, today was a wrap. I was like, yeah, that ain't it. It's like I ain't going back out for nothing. That was like 2 seconds, like maybe let's say a half hour of my life that I really should have thought about it before I went out.
And too late, you can't get it back. Fucked
Can't
up.
get it back. Now I'm sneezing like crazy.
Well, usually fresh cut grass does me in, and today, the grass got cut, and of course, it had to rain. And I told my mom, so every time you cut the grass, it rains. And what did it do? It rained. She said the weatherman lied to me, son of a bitch. I said I told you yesterday it want to rain for the next 2 days, but she
But
had.
that's the thing. What makes, like, I don't know how anyone has like the freaking balls to even go out to mow grass right now because I it's like it never fails. It's like every week they're out there mowing the lawns and I'm like, why? Like what are you doing?
Well, number one, nobody wants a bunch of weeds, and we cut it for snakes because there are a lot of snakes where we are, and
Ooh,
we have wooded area, and we have one of our historic creeks, not even a mile from our house, so we keep the grass down for snakes and other vermin that we might have to put a cap in. But other than that, we just keep it down for that reason. But uh, also, these god awful purple and green weeds that pop up, I don't know the name of them. They just set my sinuses, my allergies off. And they have to be eradicated immediately. So cut them down every chance you get.
yeah, me too.
So
Yeah,
I have
I
the big economy size bottle of Benadryl. I also have a prescription for Claritin, which does nothing, so I take both. Uh,
you just like take both of them shits.
Yeah, take both and just see what happens because the Claritin ain't but like 5 milligrams and the Benadryl is what 10 milligrams, so that's 15 milligrams of you know block this bullshit ass allergy. And I also have two inhalers, and I have to take something else for possible bronchitis. So This sucks for this type of year, for this time of year for me anyway.
Shout out to Felix. What's goody with you two?
What
We
up,
chilling.
Felix? Yep, in
We
here.
chilling.
We doing shit. All right, so the next versus battle. They need to stop calling it battles and just call it, you know,
Versus. Just call it
versus.
versus.
Well, versus it implies a battle, and when you have these two artists, there is no battle. I mean, the next, we got the next battle coming up between Erica Badu and Joe Scott. Everybody's been asking for it, so now we're gonna get it. Of course, we already know what's gonna happen. For the past 4, 5, 6 battles, air quotes, we all know what's gonna happen. They're gonna play shit that's already been on the radio, the stuff that we already heard and know all the words to, and everybody's gonna tune in just to hear Joe Scott say grits. Everybody's gonna sing that part, and they're gonna wait for it, and they know she's gonna play that song. So
Well, I don't think Jill Scott has anything on Erica Badu.
you say that.
No, we're not talking about the URL battles. Not yet. Uh, not
I
yet.
I had
Ooh,
I kind of stopped following that after a while. I hadn't watched battle rap in like a year or some change. There's been some new people coming up.
I only really watch it when my cousin John is on and he's
Hmm.
doing his thing just for support. Um, Felix says that's how I got on caffeine. Yeah, most of us came over here because of URL. Um,
Minx came over here because Drake was on here first. The boy.
yo, you better stop.
You follow the boy, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Uh huh. Uh huh. And you follow the
But that's
boy.
that was a default. That was a default. You know how like on MySpace how Tom follows you and shit.
Oh shit. Yeah.
It's that type of thing. No, shout out to well, to all these folks that are making social media worth its while. Um, it's just good. It's good to have these things. I'm not going to front, the battles and shit, but I don't consider that a battle. I just look at it as, hey, let's go song for song about how we
Yeah, and play our hits and play some good music and get the people together and yeah,
right. Felix says, I follow the culture and I'm glad battle rap is getting noticed. Yeah, it should. How long has battle rap been out? Like
years.
years.
At least 10.
Yeah, and it was about to be on like a what's the word? It was going to be on a level, like a prime time level. Because it was they had a show on. I think it was on Lifetime. Was it Lifetime? I think it was on Lifetime. Jermaine Dupri. They were seasoning these young battle rappers. They were like 14, 15, 16 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and they had
Yeah,
to battle each
my
other.
cousin was hosting on there. He was actually hosting on there, and it was kind of like a station head blowout. You know what I mean? Same shit. Yeah, y'all motherfuckers don't pay me. Yeah, John went off. He went off. I was even tuning into those lives. I was like, oh my god, you having a Minx moment? That's crazy. But I'm hoping that he is able to take it to like that level again because that was really a game changer. There was a lot of young talent that got noticed because of that show. It's just that the politics behind the scenes and the whole ideas of the lanes that he created and everybody was jacking that shit. Um,
What was it before URL came up? Oh crap.
it was what bullpen battles. It was bullpen.
Well,
Your
before Bullpen and URL, like years before they blew up,
right.
it was like a underground. Because what they did was they took footage from battle rappers all over 50 states, and they put together like clips, and that's when we first saw. I think Mills on there, but I don't think he was a battle rapper. He was just there. I
I
mean,
think he was. I think he was.
was he a battle rapper? See,
I
I
think
really
he
don't
was
follow
back
Meek like that.
in the beginning because he raps like a battle rapper.
No, he raps like he just yelling at you. He don't even care anymore.
I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? I
Like,
took out the
relax.
trash. Relax.
I washed the dishes. I didn't do anything. Uh, oh boy.
Meek Mill. Felix says Meek Mill is a battle rapper from the streets. Yes, Meek Mill versus Streets. Yeah, I do see. But here it is in 2019 in the source. He says Meek Mill denies being a battle rapper. Well, what are you, bruh? So in the source, he says Meek Mill denies being a battle rapper. He says, "I'm not. When people say that, it makes me mad." Those are his exact words.
Well, I mean,
Well, he doesn't. This is the thing. This is the thing, and I noticed this because I know John had wrote this a couple of times. There's like this big stigma that battle rappers, once you go battle rap, you can never come back to being just an artist. Meaning, like, if you're a battle rapper and you come out with an album, people ain't gonna listen to it.
I don't know. Depends on how nice you are. I mean, he's dropped a few songs. Hitman Holler, Loaded Lux. Loaded Lux is nice. Quite a few, that dropped. I don't know anybody that dropped the album, but um, uh,
I know John
Sue
dropped an
Surf.
album. My
Sue
cousin
Surf put out a
Darius
song.
actually helped him with some beats on that.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's like
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think you can because it's rap either way.
give me three battle rappers that have dope EPs.
I can't name that one. 'Cause number one, I don't follow. Number one, I don't follow like that.
Yeah, Felix, John John's my cousin. He says you related to John John. Yeah, John John's my cousin. He says Surf, Gishi, and Tay Rock got good EPs.
Mm, okay.
I mean, I personally like. I don't like. I'll tell you one thing. There was a couple of times I don't know. I was on Instagram and I got a couple of DMs from rappers. Obviously looking to get their songs played on the shows and stuff like that. And this dude, saw that I wrote in my stories. I was like, "Happy birthday, John John. Happy birthday, whatever." One of my dope ass cousins. So a couple of battle rappers climbed into my DMs. It was asking me, "Is that really your cousin?" I said, "Yeah."
Here we
So
go.
I was like, so hold on. Thank you,
Gino. Well, his home
Gino.
anyway.
Shout out to Gino bringing me my coffee. Anyway,
that's.
but him, look, John John. Then you got Bart. Bart was Bow Wow's manager. My whole family is a musical family. That's what sucks about it because I ain't gonna sit there and say that me and John John be texting each other like, yo, what's goody? How's life? How's the new baby? It's kind of like the type of situation of, how can I put it? Like my dad, he gets on my case because he's like, why I don't fuck with everybody. It's not that I don't fuck with everybody. It's just that it's like we are in two different worlds. When we became adults, we all went our separate ways. And you know how some cousins you were close with, and then you just fall off.
Hmm.
Um, it's kind of like upsetting to me that why do we have to wait to a funeral or a birth or a marriage or something like that just for us to get together. So me and my cousin D Blaze, shout out to D Blaze, we're very very adamant on trying to keep us together because we're all parents now and our kids obviously have talent, and we definitely want to not let the next generation come in and think that we all don't fuck with each other and stuff like that. It's like I ain't Hollywood. I've been telling everybody I ain't Hollywood. I ain't Michael Jackson. I ain't Janet Jackson. I'm more of the togetherness. I want my entire family to be together. Um, and this is obviously on my dad's side. I'm mad close with my dad, but a lot of people, they disperse differently. There's little grouping and shit like that that happens in families that I don't like. Um, I just don't like being caught up in that crossfire. But I spoke to John John's brother the other day. That was an explosive conversation, and that was about marketing and shit. And that was I was like, oh, just like old times when we used to fight over the hooks that you made me sing.
This what you gonna do? You gonna sing all my hooks?
Shout out to T Waters. We was going at it. I was like screaming at the top of my lungs. But this is what family is. This is what family business is. When you have a Jackson 5 type situation. Felix,
Don't tell me you're Reby. Don't do that.
I'm Latoya. Felix says, I
Oh.
feel you. I never thought I would ever be distant from my cousins. Yo, I will say one thing. So this is what I hate. And, even though social media is a blessing, it's also a kind of a curse. I found out that one of my great aunts, my grandmother's sister, passed away
Mm,
on Facebook. Nobody fucking called.
I
Nobody picked up
hate
the
that.
phone.
I hate that. Mm-mm.
I'm looking and I'm like, now I had to be the bearer of bad news because, my mom doesn't use Facebook and doesn't have these people as friends. And,
They
so
didn't bother to call her.
yeah, nobody called. Nobody called and said anything. So I was like, why, why do we have to wait again for wakes and funerals? Well, not recently because you got to watch FaceTime, uh, wakes and shit now. But I used to always say to myself, like, I hate to say it, but I used to always be excited for, you know, events, not necessarily births, but deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily because the person died. It's never the person that died. It's just the outcome of it because you all get together, everybody's wearing black, they're all sharing memories, we all go to the repast, and then we all sit and exchange numbers and shit. And then the first couple of days, everybody's, oh hey, how you doing? And then little by little, you're just a Facebook friend. Or
The
little
the
by little,
calls stop,
we're
the visits stop,
yeah, it
and
just stops. And I'm just like, I said, at this point, I don't even want to go to wakes or funerals anymore. I'm not even going to show up to my own.
what kind of boils my water is when see my family for the most part with the exception of a few, we're pretty close. Like we've got the important people's phone numbers, like in case something happens, next of kin type shit. But
Hmm.
I had a one, two, I had a third cousin who passed, and he, made it known that he didn't want anybody to see him. This, that, and the third. He has wishes, whatever. So before the rest of the family, got their phone call and got notified, one of the family members decided, I'm going to put it on Facebook. Now, to me, that's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah.
Don't put it on social media before everybody, gets that call. At least call, or the person that you can't get in touch with, call somebody that you can get in touch with and say, hey, either give me such and such a number or let this person know, and just spread it like that. I mean, before social media, what do we have to do? Call this person. Hey, call this person. They call that person. Hey, can you call this person? Like people don't pick up their phone and use it the right way anymore. You're either recording or you're blasting information that you really should not be blasting for the respective family. And now because of this COVID-19 BS, family. I mean, life happens. People are going to be distant, but still pick up their phone and call.
But what I hate the most is when people like I saw some girl post this on Twitter. It just made me laugh. Um, Basically, like she was saying that like when somebody dies, and I hate this shit on social media. I think this needs to stop completely. But when somebody dies, everyone says, thoughts and prayers, all that, positive shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always that one motherfucker that asks,
How'd he
how?
die?
How? I'm like, why? I mean, I know some people have morbid curiosity. I have morbid humor and morbid curiosity, trust me. But I feel like when you like death is like taking an epic shit, okay? Because you're relieving your soul from your body, okay? So it's like,
Damn,
the,
that was a crazy as an. Okay, go ahead.
it
Keep
is because look,
keep cooking,
most
because that was
people
just the weirdest shit I've just heard.
I, this is how I told Gino this the other day. He just was like scratching his head. I said, look, I said, if death is not like taking an epic shit, why is it that, for instance, when cats die or they're about to die, they run away? Okay, they don't want nobody around.
Mm-hmm.
Or someone that you care about, they'll say something like, hey, do me a favor, run down to the vending machine and go get me some Oreos. And then you go and get the Oreos and you come back and they're working on them. They're gone. So we're like, why did they wait for you to leave to take their last breath? Because it's for some people, again, it's like taking an epic shit. You don't want nobody around holding your hand. You want to be by yourself when you release.
Now that you say it like that, it makes a
And
lot
I,
of
I think
sense.
also I think God, the creator, has a very funny way of doing shit because like my grandmother, I when she passed away, I wasn't there. I was unable to get to her. Why? Because
Mm-hmm.
I got suddenly sick and I was in the hospital. So every time I asked the doctor, I was having heart issues out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. And I was like, "Hey, you think I can go home today?" They were like, "Oh, well, not today, Minx. We got to still run some more tests." And I'm in my mind, I'm saying, "Yo, my grandmother is sick, yo. Like, I got to go to the hospital." And they're like, "Well, right now, if we let you leave, you have to sign a waiver that you could pass away because your blood pressure is high and your heart is irregular." And I was just like, so my grandmother says to me on the phone, she says, "Baby, just stay in the hospital, let the good doctors do what they do, and I'll see you later." See, what bothers me
Ah,
is
that see you later business.
how she never said "I'll see you later." She never said "I see you later." She'll say, like, she'll be like, I'll talk to you later, honey child. But she said, "I'll see you later." And it's like the way she said it after I got off the phone, I kept saying,
She
something wasn't
knew.
right about that.
Yeah, she knew.
She knew. They know. They know. They always know. But I will say one thing. My sister will contest to this. My twin sister will contest to this. My sister was living in Georgia at this time. This was back in 2017. Excuse me, 2008. 2007. See where I'm going? So I don't know if this was a spiritual thing that happened, but I will never forget this shit. I'm washing dishes. My brother's at the hospital. And from the corner of my eye, I saw like this bright blue light just flick from one side of the window to the other. And my sister calls me and we're talking on the phone and shit. And this is after we got the call that she passed. And I called my sister. And before I even said anything, she just was like, "She passed?" I said, "Yeah." So she's like, "Hold on, let me get my blunt." So I'm started, I was like, "Okay, that's your vice and do it." So she's
Right.
rolling up and she's like, "Yo, you know what's crazy? I'm fucking chilling, right?"
Wow.
I said, "Word." And she's like, "Yo, I'm rolling up this blunt, right? And I saw this big ass blue light. I said, what the fuck kind of morph is that?" And I just got real quiet. My brother saw that light. My cousin saw that light. My mother saw that light.
It was
I'm like, what
like a
the?
aura of some kind, wasn't it?
I look at it as she was probably making her last rounds.
Hmm.
So that shit really like bothered me. And to this day, I will always scratch my head about that because that's crazy. Um,
Not to keep going on about this because we kind of took a left turn, but
Lazy
uh,
Random Talking Indie Music
what
Show.
it is random as hell. So yesterday, uh, I was sitting at the table, having my coffee, taking my pills and all that, like old person, and all of a sudden, my mom says, "I smell tobacco." All of a sudden, now we don't smoke. I smell tobacco. Now my grandfather, I didn't meet him before he died. He used to smoke pipes, and he had like this, and she still has it. This tobacco that had a real sweet smell to it. So
Mm,
every time she smelled it, she knew he was around. So yesterday, she's like, "I smell tobacco. I smell tobacco." I said, "I don't smell it, Mom." She says, "Daddy around." Only she smells it. I don't. Now I know what the tobacco smells like because she has a little bit of it left. It's been over 30 years since he died, but she still has like his pouch, and it still smells real sweet, like
like potent.
yeah, real potent, like because it's stale as shit. I, anyway, but she smells things that I don't, and I smell things that she don't. Now, when my grandmother had passed, uh, a few weeks after, we went to clean the house, and I went into her room, and the window beside her closet was like real. It was real cold. Now, mind you, it was December, but her house is very good insulated. She had two oil tanks running on hell and a half all the time. But I go to the window and it is brick right there.
Mm,
So my mom said when my granddad was sick, they had a hospital bed in that spot, and he died right there. So
mm.
I go over like maybe a few feet to the right to my grandmother's side of the room. She had a water bed, and it was cold as shit. But I went to another part of the bedroom. It was fine.
Yo, that shit is scary.
I had that happen to me at work. It was a few weeks after my one of my residents had died on my watch, mind you. I would not go in that room for days. I said, nope, I'm not going in there. I ain't fucking with it. I ain't fucking with it. We had another resident in that room that I had to take care of. I said, nope, I ain't going in there. Somebody else do that. But where he was, it was cold, and the floors were heated, so the individuals wouldn't get cold because a lot of them were hypothermic. So the floors were heated, but where he was cold. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get off this shit because this is just some left
Well, I
turn.
got one more thing to finalize this. Um, Blue orb. This is due to Buddhism. I'm looking at the Buddhists believe that a blue orb that you see is a visitation of an angel or a spirit guide, and that's pretty much their final message of saying you're not alone and to be at peace.
I've never seen those. I feel things and sometimes smell things, but I've never seen orbs.
I've never, I've never seen orbs. Actually, there's a picture I took of my daughter, and I didn't notice it. At first, I thought it was my screen that was fucked up because it is fucked up. But I sent it to Gino's phone, and I wanted to look at it. And above her head, you could see like a big I don't know. It just looks like a big something on top of her head. But I was like, when I took the picture, I didn't see the shit. So me, I'm gonna chalk it up as, oh, maybe my screen wasn't clean enough, or my lens
Yeah,
wasn't clean
Blunts
enough.
was yeah.
But yeah, I sent it to my mom. I didn't say nothing. I just wanted to see what she was gonna say. She goes, oh, she said, oh, I guess your grandmother was hanging out that day. I said, you know what? I hate when y'all black folks stay doing that shit. Like, yes, we know our ancestors are always here, always here. But yeah,
I have a tattoo that my mother drew in honor of my grandmother, and it itches from time to time. I've had this tattoo well over 10 years, and it itches from time to time. That's how I know she's around.
yeah, yeah. Not just that. Like I have one tattoo that swells up still to this day. I don't know. I was like, maybe I'm allergic to the ink.
So far along in, like the ink is there.
Like, okay. Well, I need to get mine redone because I literally sat here the other day and I was like, oh my God, I'm 34 years old. I don't really look at myself. Um, you know, I have five tattoos. Um, but I was like, when I take a shower, I wash my hair and I have my hair up and I'm looking and I'm like, oh, I turn around, I'm like, I forgot that I had tattoos. I forgot.
How do you forget?
I don't know. Gina, she, was playing with, she said, Mom, is there a cat on the back of your neck? I said, yeah, it's a cat, and this is an ankh. And she's like, an ankh? What is that? I said, that's an Egyptian cross. She says, well, that's not God's cross. I said, oh, wait, did I tell you about that realm?
You're not
Um,
ready for the deep webs yet.
we're not ready for that conversation. Well, I have been fair because, again, I said, Gino is Christian and I'm not. Um, but, she came to me, she found her little Bible book that, was given to her when she was born. And she says, Mommy, I want you to read this to me. And I just gave him the look like, you are you
You
serious? He
you
said,
you
read it to
you,
her. I
you,
said, of
you gonna handle
course.
that? No, no, you're gonna handle that. Go ahead,
No,
read it to her.
I was actually very fair. We started off with the Garden of Eden story, and she was cracking the fuck up. I don't no, I don't understand. I guess it's because how I was doing the voices and shit. I really should
Oh,
make like a
see,
kid's
you sitting there
voiceover.
doing voiceovers, and yeah, see, you was doing too much. You're supposed to just read her the Bible, read her the story, and you sitting there just doing
She
doing
wasn't
chipmunk
grasping.
voices.
She wasn't grasping the concept. She's like, "Well, mommy, well, why did they eat from the tree?" I said, "Because Eve don't listen to nobody. Okay, all right. God told her don't eat from that tree, and she did it anyway, and she gave it to Adam, and he ate it. She goes, well, they're dumb. 2-year-old.
Good
That's
job, Gina. Yes, good job.
they're dumb.
They're
Why would
dumb.
they do that, mommy? They didn't have to go. They didn't have to do jobs. They don't have to wear clothes. All they had to do was not eat from that tree. I said, yes,
Yo,
kind of, sort of like when you ask me for fruit snacks and you go and get a devil dog behind my back after I just told you no. Now what? She looks at me and she says, let's go back to the story.
uh-huh. Like we're not talking about me. We're talking about Eve. Like stay on task, mommy. Read the story.
It's like, but I understand that you have to present. I believe in presentation.
hmm
Present all the data, and then let her come up with her own information, what she wants to believe. I'm not going to tell her what to believe. I'm going to tell her, all right, well, you want to learn about about Christianity. After we're done with Christianity, we're going to go to Hinduism. And after Hinduism, we're going to go to Buddhism. And then after that, and we're going to go through every single religion until you feel the one that vibes with you the most.
All right. Well, what? Hmm. Okay. All right. Well,
That's,
she was right about one thing. They were dumb,
they were dumb as hell.
dumb as fuck. But anyway, we're gonna
Felix says, Felix says my daughter is 14 and she's doing the same thing. Yeah, that's why I said you gotta check everything. Just don't stay on one thing because you may be misled. Just get all the information and then come to a valid conclusion. That's what I believe.
and stop trying to push that shit on everybody else.
Yeah, that part too. Because some of
Yeah.
these, I think the Israelites and all that, like they are OD. They OD.
If it's not them, it's the Southern Christians. Down here, I'm trying to tell you, I can't get into a conversation with nobody that goes to church without me being told that I was a heathen, that I was probably going to hell, and some more shit because um, I refuse to believe that the Almighty Sky Daddy woke me up this morning. I said, "Bitch, I got an alarm clock that scares the shit out of me," and I throw that bitch halfway across the room. I have common sense. I'm sorry that I don't
Bind
believe.
faith.
Well, I mean, and it's not to, and I respect all you know denominations, but sometimes, like you said, you just got to draw your own conclusion. And I started questioning things, and the logic just was not there. So I said, you know what? Nope.
My dad put it like this: there's only two questions you have to ask anyone that's extreme like that. Question one is this: you say, "Were you there?" That's the first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Question two: where's the proof? Now, if you're gonna
Bingo.
come to me and you're gonna tell me like this is why I don't like debating about politics or religion because you ain't there and you ain't got evidence of proof. Okay. And I'm not talking evidence of proof that's someone said this is, what they came up with. Evidence of proof that you gathered, okay, from your own two hands and feet. So I say all the time when Christians come at me, oh, well, you're Beelzebub, whatever. I'm like, okay, quick question. Were you there? No, I didn't have to be there. But how do you follow something so blindly if you were not personally there? So in the court of law, when you go to court, hearsay is not admissible.
Very much.
It is
Very much
not
so.
admissible. So you're going based off of hearsay of what someone said to you.
Cause
You had
King,
no.
cause King James, the remix, chopped and screwed that Bible so many times we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, trust me. Yeah, Felix. Look, I don't. I love the deep shit because I think most of these stories that are in the Bible were not meant to be taken literal. I think they were meant to be taken figuratively, and how you apply these stories to your personal life. And that's with any Bible, even in the Quran, all that. They're not meant to be taken literal. So it's almost like playing Final Fantasy. They be having the most dopest storylines, but I could take a Final Fantasy storyline and put it in a fucking book and create a church around it and have people worshiping and following logic and reason and just living as a regular good person doing good to others. I just say be
And
good to
and
people.
and exercising common sense.
Yeah, just I say look, my philosophy is this. I believe heavily on what you give out comes back. That's what I believe in. I don't believe in anything else because that's just how life is. That's how the cookie crumbles. If I'm nice to you, you're going to be nice to me. If you're fucked up to me, what you do to me is going to come back to you because that's the energy that you're putting out because life is about energy. We are energy sources.
Until you
So
do right by me, everything you
I
think about
believe
is
in
gonna
that.
crumble.
I believe in that because words are very powerful. So if somebody, I tell you, this kid fucked with me when I was in third grade, and I told him, I said, "You're gonna stay short forever." We went into high school.
That was a
He
curse.
what?
That was a curse.
Yeah, I said, you know what? I said, you keep making fun of my teeth. He used to call me a bucktooth beaver. I said, look, you keep making fun of me, you're gonna stay short for the rest of your life. And lo and behold, high school came. Who's in my freshman class? Shorty. He comes walking up to me and he pulls me to the side and he says, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes." "Whatever you did, can you take it off of me?" I said, "What do you mean?" "Oh, you're talking about third grade Miss Vasari's class when we were watching The Lion King and you were making fun of me because I did not understand why we are watching Hamlet as a fucking cartoon. He's like, yeah. I said, okay. Well, what do you think I did? I think you put a hex on me. I said, okay, bippity boppity boop, it's gone. Like, what?
Bippity
I
boppy
kid you
boop.
not. I kid you not. 10th grade year, this nigga shot up. This nigga shot up at least a good 5'8".
But he's still short.
Well, this dude was about four, like maybe 4'11". Had to be around 5 points, maybe 5.5. But
Oh wow.
he was short. He
You
still looked
bippity
like a
boppity
child.
boo that ass. Oh.
Yeah, but my mom told me. She said she told us. She said you guys have to be careful about when you wish shit on people because it everything you say happens. And I've seen my mom say a couple of things that did come true, and that's why I be telling her, don't tell me, don't wish nothing on me. That's why I be telling people when they write some dumb shit, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm like, don't pray for me, please. I'm begging you
Keep it. I'm
because
good.
you could be praying for my downfall. You could be praying for a city bus to fucking hit me. So
Oh my
don't
god.
pray for me. Don't do it.
Yo, last story, and then we're gonna hit this song real quick. My mom had this aunt that she really didn't care for, and at the time she was like 13, 14 years old. She has asthma, and everything was under control. She was fine. So she got a card in the mail from my great aunt, and said, and it was a get well card. And so my mom was like, "What the hell is this?" And it's from aunt such and such. So my grandma was like, "I don't know. When did you go to the hospital?" She said, "I didn't. I never went to the hospital for anything. I've been here the whole time." And then 3, 4 days later, my mom had double pneumonia and asthma acting up, and she's in Lynchburg General for a week because my great aunt decided to send her a get well card because they didn't like each other and they knew it. My great aunt had these crazy uh, Tales from the Hood ass dolls. Y'all remember that scene? She had some Tales from the Hood ass, voodoo ass dolls just sporadically just
I still
sitting.
get nightmares from them shits.
Man, listen, I would not walk into her apartment. I stood at the door. I said, "Yo, what the fuck is all of this?" So my aunt's like, come in, speak to her, this, that, and the third. Now, my great aunt had a very huge weight problem. She was like a quadruple diabetic, and she could barely move 2 feet without being winded. She did that to herself. Anyway, I'm walking in the apartment, and me and my cousin, one of my closest cousins, we're like not budging. Like, what are all these dolls doing here? She thought that people were out to kill her. She had her own church, tried to come and help her clean her apartment, try to help her out with her duties and shit. And she's like, "No, y'all trying to kill me, boop bop boop." And I keep looking at these dolls. They're on the couch. They're on the chair. They're on top of the TV. They're in the dining room. Why? And I said, this is creeping me out. I'm gonna go wait in the truck. I will see y'all when I see y'all.
That sounds like she had did she have an altar or something?
No, she just had these old slavery looking ass dolls all around the house.
You said old slavery looking dolls. I can't.
Listen, they were made out of what looked like the old burlap sack that they used to haul potatoes in, and straw, and the clothes would look like slavery period type clothes with the aprons in front, the dresses and the bonnets and the hats and
Yo, those are like beyond voodoo dolls. I
and
know exactly what you're talking about.
and
I've
that's why I
seen them
stayed
shit.
my ass in the truck.
I seen them shits. Actually, my grandmother gave us something like that, but it looked like a scarecrow. And it was around Halloween, and I think I was about 7 or 8. Yeah, I threw that shit in the garbage. It just
Yeah,
gave.
nope, I ain't feeling it.
What are you talking about? That's supposed to go into. I'm like,
Nope,
look,
no, it ain't.
this scarecrow turned its fucking head from where I was sitting. It's going in the trash.
It's going in an incinerator. I'm burning that bitch.
I was like, you cannot. This is why I say garage sales and shit. I love garage sales. Don't get me wrong, but people have attachments to things. People
Mm-mm.
attach. They do like kind of like that annoying shit from what's that movie Twilight, imprinting. So you throwing out your great grandmother's shit on some antique roadshow type shit. I ain't buying it. Mm-mm.
I used to watch that shit too.
I still do. That's the old lady in me.
Like, how is a teapot worth $5,000? Show me where a teapot is worth $5,000.
Look, rest like God forbid, my grandfather. He. if he kicks the bucket, which I hope that he holds on for maybe another 2 years because he's going to be 90. And, you got to understand when I say people be suffering, you know what I mean? You don't want to be
Right.
here that long. You want to be here just long enough to see your grandchildren are okay. Um, maybe a couple of great grands. But when he goes, I ain't getting rid of shit. Okay. All the vinyls, my grandfather is a pack rat. Like he loves toys. That man has cars in there from the fucking 30s. I be watching Antique Roadshow
You
and
ain't
I be
plotting on this man's cars. Look at you.
listen, I be watching this show and I be hearing other people in my family making plans and I'm like, bitch, let me tell y'all something. That's mine.
Oh shit.
All these matchbox cars, all that, these are mine. I'm not getting rid of them. I'll open a museum, but that's about it. And yes, he's a big kid at heart.
And let
He
me go ahead and cop that vinyl too while you're out there.
Yo, I have some dope ass vinyls. I'm gonna send you some pictures. You're gonna be like, yo, Minx, you're
I will pay
bugging.
you $50 right now.
When we come back, I'm gonna show y'all my favorite vinyl.
But y'all won't get to see it, of course. We gonna be back with more random
What
talking
did
indie
you
music.
do?
Oh my goodness. I think I got something going on here. We'll be right back after this song.
We'll be right back.
You know what? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. None of my media players are working. I don't know what the heck is going on. I think somebody put a curse on me. Oh goodness, makes you there. Go ahead and come on back up in here. Might as well keep it going. Let's see. So, ladies and gentlemen, while Mix comes back in, if she ain't left already, uh, y'all hit spreadshirt.com/RTIM. Get you 50% off, 15% off the first 2 weeks for all merch. We got coffee cups, hoodies, t-shirts, mouse pads, all that crazy shit. Get you some swag. Tune in with us every Monday. We're going to do Minx Manifestation Mondays here on the RTIM show, where we're going to give away some prizes. It could be $25, cash app. It could be some good old merch. We don't know what it is until you tune in and engage with us. I have no idea why my music isn't working. So
What on Spotify?
on anything, like nothing's playing for me. So
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, we're gonna, when we get off today, I'll help you work on your audio if you need help.
you know what?
I got
I think I will happen, but we'll figure it out. But anyway, so we don't have any music.
you. Yeah, like we're back. We don't have any music,
We're back. We
but
have no music, but fuck it. Next topic of discussion.
oh
I hate.
wait, real quick.
Go ahead.
My peeps is back. I want to show y'all my favorite vinyl.
Oh yeah.
I've had this vinyl since 1989. I remember the day my mom bought it to me. I was 3 years old. I was a huge fan of this person, and this vinyl still works. And I don't know if it's going to be worth anything because I don't have the original paper that came with it that was hung on my wall. Michael Jackson's Bad.
Yo, I wanted to cop one $45. They asked. I said, "Fuck that." Nope.
Yes.
The
This
one, the
is,
one that I wanted had clear vinyl too. It had the clear joint.
yo, this
That's some
is
mid condition shit right there.
literally mint condition. I love it. Hey, Articulate is over in caffeine.
Yo,
Hey.
big up one. Yes, and he's
So
not late. He's on time.
yeah, no salt shakers up in here. No, but this is I've had this now how old am I? 34. So this is about 30 years old, 31 years old.
Yeah,
Mint
that's
con-
dope. That's mid
and
condition. Not even a scratch or a piece of tear or nothing on it.
yeah, this came out in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in 1986 and I used to sleep with this as a kid. My mom, would threaten me and say, "Oh, you know what? If you don't go in the potty, I'm going to take your album away." And I'm like, "But I love Michael.
That's your
This
first material possession.
he is my biological father."
Oh God. Wow. You was willing to claim that, huh?
Yo, everybody, growing up, they used to always like joke around and say that we were Michael Jackson's illegitimate kids.
Oh
Um,
shit.
'Cause
Yeah.
what other, like, what 3-year-olds, me and my twin sister, what 3-year-olds cry at the end of Moonwalker? What 3-year-olds do that? Play it again, mommy. I want to see him turn into a car again.
Oh, you wildin'.
No, we go in.
I've got a copy of Princess Purple Rain.
See, now you bugging because
I paid $2.99 for that joint. It was brand spanking in the plastic.
yes, I will freestyle later. I promise. You guys, y'all got a little sneak peek later. They asking me over a Caffeine TV freestyle.
Hold on. You gonna have to send some cash app her way. She don't freestyle, man. She might freestyle, but she don't style for free. You gonna have to send some cash app her way.
You articulate, yo. I'm gonna punch you in the throat. He says you're getting choppy.
Yo, articulate. We don't do that here now. We don't do that. We don't have to sit here and shake our computers and shake our tablets. Yo, articulate for those if y'all who we're referencing to, one of our big time listeners, supporters, one of our former collaborators on Station Head, and he used to get us in trouble all the time.
All the time. But we got Zoom now, so you can always, schedule next time you want to come through. Definitely.
Yes, yeah, do that. I would like to get all of our Station Head folks over here and kind of just wild out with us like we used to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Come to
Shout out.
death row.
He had me scared for me. I was to grab my. Oh my god!
Come on over here to death row.
It's like chop. He scared me to death.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Anyway, uh,
Let's get to some articles.
so DJ Academics, he's out here again acting like a fanboy. He's out here advertising for Takashi 69. Said he's going live at 3 p.m. Friday. Who's showing up?
Of course, him.
Of course, him. He gonna be sitting there at 2:58 waiting with popcorn and a drink.
Now he'll say, every time Drake takes a sip, I'm going to take a sip
And I, and I
because
got it,
I'm a bitch.
and I have to do it the same time he does. Yo, if y'all didn't see that video, how fast he grabbed and he had that Hennessy in the freezer. It was good and cold, and he put that joint in there just in time to see Drake toast his friends to the accomplishment of dropping another mixtape. And this fool almost broke all of his teeth out of his mouth trying to
Yo,
pop the cork.
My teeth literally hurt watching that shit.
Like, I have caps on my two front teeth, and I sit there and kept touching them because I'm thinking they're gonna pop out when he pulled that cork.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah.
like, "Hold on, I gotta take." Uh, good job, Drake. Good job. Like, he had something to do with the damn mixtape. Like,
Somebody said in the comments, I was in tears for about 45 minutes. They said, yo, I hope he rips open a condom wrapper like that because this nigga don't need to procreate.
man, listen, he's sitting, he thirsting over Kylie Jenner, and he thirsting over all these girls, and he's just a creep. He's a creep.
He is. Very, very weird. Weirdo mode, definitely.
Super weird. But yeah, these are academics.
Yo, academics, I would just love to just like go on his show just so I could tell him, you ain't shit.
Are they still doing what was that podcast he was on with Joe Budden before Joe said fuck y'all and left? Uh,
Thank you, Articulate. This is what I was working with already when we were doing, the only difference was I wasn't on camera.
yeah,
She's like, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I guess academics gonna have his boxers pulled out to his ankles with the lube ready.
He's ready. He's ready.
Seems
He
like
wants
you're
him some Drake.
ready. Between Takashi and Drake, I don't know. He's just a big ass fanboy and a thirst creep.
Yeah, he really is. He's a 100% cloud chaser.
Most like super OD. But so apparently for reasons unknown, and I'm not understanding how this would even happen if you're supposed to be quarantining, but apparently there was a rumor that LeBron was cheating on his wife Savannah with Rihanna and Beyonce.
Wait a minute.
First of all, first of all, who who came up with that rumor that LeBron is cheating on his wife with Rihanna, which
Wendy
is
Williams.
shit,
Had to be
and
her.
Beyonce? Like I, this is via Bossip TV. Y'all remember Bossip TV? This used to be shit before Shade Room came and tried to take over. So he has been he's been married to his girl since they've been together since what, high school. She's been in the gym with him and everything. And all of a sudden there is a rumor that says, hey, LeBron's out there, two timing it with Rihanna and Beyonce. Why them two? I don't know. I would never know. But
LeBron. I mean, I can't see.
right.
Well, I will say, sometimes, um, when it comes to like, with men, when there is a sudden change in life, like let's say, one of your people's and their daughter dying. Um,
Well, maybe this can add a little context. Rihanna had posted a picture on her Instagram with her chilling in a lawn chair, and look like she's got the numbers 23 squirted on her stomach with, looks like, I hope it's suntan lotion. I hope it is suntan lotion and not mayonnaise. Ew. She's got the number 23 written on her stomach up under her tattoo she's got. That's pretty damn cool, but I would never get.
yeah, Rihanna's tattoo, it just seemed like when she got that shit, every hoe wanted that tattoo. Articulate says, "Don't you see the way Beyonce be looking at LeBron though?"
No,
You,
that's the thing. Like, nothing's been. I don't pay attention to shit like that anyway.
Beyonce, for me, I hate to say this, but Beyonce is weird now to me. You know, I just, I mean, she's not the same. Like, she's not acting the same. I ain't saying that she's cloned, but
When you're older, you change up, you switch up, you do
no,
things
no, no. I
differently.
mean, her behavior is a lot different. Like I don't see her as that queen, you know, thing. And yeah, articulate, you're right. She does seem spaced sometimes. Like she doesn't seem all there. Um, it could be the drugs. I don't know. I mean, people act. God forbid you speak ill of Beyonce. No, it's like, look, Beyonce is not off limits. I'm tired of beehives like Nicki Minaj fans and shit. Like these people are not off limits when it comes to commentary. Um, Articulate said, "Well, she's a rapper now." I don't. You know what? I don't really
No,
consider
no,
what
no, no,
she
no.
did rap though.
She's not a. She will never be a rapper. In like Nicki
She's an
Minaj like raps.
entertainer. She's an entertainer.
She's a, yeah. Well, on that, given that criteria, I would consider Nicki an entertainer because she sings and she raps. She's not a singer; she's a rapper that sings. Beyonce is not a rapper; she's a singer that occasionally blesses a feature.
Well, just because somebody does a verse on their song, like I'll give you an example, John B, which we all love.
No,
Um,
which you love.
I
don't
love
say
him.
don't say
Um,
we.
John B did a verse on one of his songs. I'm not going to call him a rapper. I'm just saying that okay, you had the cadence of what your ID. He probably reached out and said, "Hey, could you do a feature on this?" And they probably came at him with some crazy shit, and he just was like, never mind. I'll do it myself." And that's what he did. So it's like me personally, like even for myself, I really stopped calling myself a rapper because that's not all I am. Because I don't want to be a rapper that sings or a singer that raps. I'm just an artist, you know,
Yeah,
with
yeah. I mean,
with titles and shit. You know what I mean? Like
all
these
types of
titles are just
labels.
very strange.
I would
Like,
have one hell of a resume, putting all types of slashes and dashes and hyphens in between each thing that I do. You wouldn't
oh
know
no, I
what I
make it
would be.
simple. I make it simple. Content creator. Period.
I mean, people like to put labels on folks, but I do a little bit of everything, so you just never know what it is that I do from time to time.
Yeah, like
I'm
like
everything
okay,
but a
for
hooker.
you, like I could say to you, like okay, you're a producer, you're a DJ, and you do graphic design, and you're an artist, and all those slashes. People be like, you know what, this motherfucker thinks that they better than me. They think they better than me because they got fucking slashes. Fuck your slashes. Fuck your slashes. Fuck your slashes.
Well, I paid a price for doing all of it by myself. Trust me, it's not easy.
It's
And,
not.
and you and you know,
It
I mean,
really
you
isn't.
know.
I woke up the other day with a t-shirt idea. See, I was like, man, I would just like to wake up and say, I gotta take a piss.
So, oh my god. See, that's that
Doing
New York
things.
bullshit. I gotta take a piss. Who says piss? That's
Well,
that man shit.
I say, what? I'm not gonna say take a leak. I mean, women don't take leaks. He said urinate, articulate, or you could say, I am going to exercise my deducer muscle.
Or who was it that said, it was a book that we were reading in high school. No one boy said, I'm gonna go make water. I gotta go make water.
Articulate says, make a deposit, liquidate
Hey,
the account.
liquidate the account. That's what I'm talking about. See, it's quite a few. Yo, this is the random talk show right here because we
People
went
just
from
calling and be
we
like, what
went from
the fuck
LeBron
are they talking
allegedly
about?
we went from LeBron allegedly cheating on his wife with Beyonce Rihanna to Minx having to take a piss and other names to call it. Uh, articulate. You always seem to bring the best out of us.
Because he brings the funnies.
Yeah, he brings the funnies out. Yo, DJ Khaled though, I fuck with DJ Khaled, and he is a truly loyal guy. He might look like a fat slob and a creep to y'all, and he might not, just because he says, he's a producer. I ain't even gonna get into that conversation, but he's a rare gem when it comes to being loyal to his woman. He was on his Instagram live, and some thought thought that she was going to get up on his IG live and do some Tory Lanez quarantine radio type twerk, and he wasn't there for it. He covered his eyes, covered the screen, and said,
No,
"Hey, yo."
no.
He's we're just how you just did that. He said,
Articulate said,
"No."
he said, act normal. He was like, act normal.
He was. He said, "Talk to me normal. Talk to me." And she's sitting there pouring water on herself and twerking and doing this whole thing. And he's like, covering his eyes and covering the screen. He was like, "Look, I'm a married man. I have 2 kids. I don't do that type of stuff because his wife definitely swings dick in the family." So, uh,
Oh, of course. In Arabic families, yeah. Hmm.
yeah. I mean, he makes the. I mean, the man is the head of the house, but she makes decisions.
Of course, yeah. Most Arabic families are like that. They men take the lead, but women are the leader.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, too, like the comments that I was reading on that, one of them that I saw that was hilarious. Some chick said, "Wow, Beyonce says demon time one time, and you motherfuckers turn into demons."
Right. Y'all think that's just a pure green light to do whatever the fuck? No, it ain't.
Well,
Cause
she made herself look like a fucking clown, and
I mean, and it's
it
she.
was unnecessary. It
Her
really
name.
was.
Her name is Sophia James, and she is a third pocket. And she decided to take shots of herself, or someone took the pictures, and she's a thirst trap. And she has an OnlyFans account. How
Speaking
original.
of, I was just, that's so weird. I just thought of that in my head. Articulate says, talk to me normal is my new phrase. I'm going to say that too. Not even talk to me nice. Talk to me normal. Talk to me
Talk to me
normal.
normal. Just be normal if you know what the fuck that is.
I have some OnlyFans news for you guys, you ladies, and some men that use it. Be careful because I saw this personally. Personally, okay, y'all need to let any female rappers or whatever rappers, uh, you know, just just hear me out, okay? Now there is again, like I said, Fly Height. There is a dude on Fly Height that is going into people's shit and giving reviews. Okay.
Wow.
Reviews, yes. So you may think I got $10 subscribers, I got $20 subscribers. Yeah, your shit is gonna wind up in the dark web, honey.
Mm.
And like I've been saying, and one of the quotes I said to one of my friends yesterday, I said, look, I said, don't let this OnlyFans shit. get you in a situation where this quarantine shit is over and everybody goes back to normal, hopefully,
Get you fucked up.
and you won't be able to find a job. You won't be able to do nothing because this is what these bitter ass men are doing. They did the same shit with these Snapchat chicks. The difference between Snapchat, obviously, is that people were not taking taxes out of their shit. Um, then you have OnlyFans where you are technically a 1099G, okay, content creator. Now, as long as you fill out your tax paperwork, you should be fine. However, you as a content creator need to understand that your content, a disgruntled hater, can go, they'll probably have the money. They'll have the $5 or $10 and they'll go in your account and they'll take screenshots of all your pictures and they'll take screenshots of all your videos. And these people, there's people in the dark web. And I'm only saying this because I am a hacker. I'm in the dark web. I'm down there. Okay. They are selling photos of you. So fuck your monthly shit. Um, it's a waste of time. So OnlyFans is dope. I mean, unless they have a situation where if someone takes a screenshot, the whole screen goes black. There is no guarantee that your stuff is going to stay on there. I heard on the dark web that somebody is beginning a Instagram account and a blog to out people that are trying to do this privately. So
Hmm.
you've been warned. I'm not saying don't do it.
It's
I'm not saying
always it's
don't do it.
always something.
I'm not saying don't do it. Um Articulate says, "Well, now we know that the subscribers are not only fans. No, they're not only fans. They're trying to get because men. Some men. I've been reading a lot of comments about men who are pissed off because women are doing this. Now, my question to you fellas is, why the hell are y'all hating so much? Because you can totally do a web show. You can do a web series, a web show, teach motherfuckers how to change a tire or their oil. You can pretty much have like a forum for men to talk about social issues and make money with that. I'm giving you guys some jewels. Um, but to hate on the next person on how they're using social media to get money, that is so petty.
That's some
It's
bitch type
hater.
shit.
It's hateration.
That's that bitch type shit.
I don't get it. Like men, y'all get mad because women. I really, but this is what I really strongly believe. Okay, men are so quick to call women hoes, thoughts, this and that, bitches, dumb bitches. Y'all are so quick to call the next woman who you don't pay their rent, you don't contribute to their livelihood,
Mm-hmm.
you don't do anything for them. I think that men need to calm down with that because it's like your social media is definitely showcasing a lot of uh, toxic masculinity.
And it's bringing out the bitch in a lot of you.
Yeah, but I will say I saw a post yesterday that really pissed me off. My friend had posted something she saw on Twitter, and on Twitter the question was, "Fellas, you're in a relationship with your wife for a long time, and she comes home crying because she got raped by three dudes. Do you dead her or do you keep the relationship going?" The comments on this was beyond disgusting. You had one dude that said, "Why would she put herself in a position like that
Ah,
anyway?"
see, and there we go.
That was one. Here's the other one. A dude says, "Honestly, I would dead her because I can't be with a bitch that's damaged."
No, no, no.
I was reading these comments. I said, wait a minute, wait a minute. Why the hell do you guys be throwing around these fucking hypotheticals?
No, 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 no. That's not it. That's not
Another
it.
dude said, another dude said, "Oh, if she came home, she probably like something like she planned it or that's something that she really wanted." I'm like, no, that's something that you really want. What kind of man would make a hypothetical about that?
That ain't it.
Y'all men are like this quarantine is definitely like showing us like, what we as when I say us, like we as women, you know, I get it. There's a lot of testosterone issues, maybe some home raising issues. You got issues with your mom or maybe your dad. But social media is making you guys look like A, predators, B, haters, and C, The child support shit, like these child support questions that pop up on Facebook, I have two solutions for that. If you're so pressed about, long ass threads of dudes agreeing with each other about, if a bitch needs child support, then that means that she ain't shit. And I'm like, it's so simple.
Wow.
If you don't want to pay child support for a child that you reared, get rid of your parental rights. Um, it's not that difficult. Go to the court. Look, I don't want responsibility. This child, fuck this kid. I don't care if he eats, sleeps, or shits. I want my rights relinquished. I don't want to be responsible for this kid. Then you don't have to get hit for child support. Okay?
That's all you have to do.
That's simple. Or option two, you go to the court and you say to the court, I want sole custody of this child. I don't want to pay this bitch no money because she's going to be spending it on hair and nails and twerking shit. But you won't do that. I read so many. I presented this argument, and three dudes said the same thing. Oh, the courts will never give a child to a man. I said, okay, so is your mom living?
Hmm.
Your mom can't come to court with you and be your vouch and say that she'll help you raise this child. I mean, y'all make so many dumb excuses.
Hmm. Mm-mm.
So you don't want to pay child support. Those are your two options. Get rid of your parental rights or get full custody. Other than that, shut the fuck up. Stop hating on women that are just trying to raise your child. It takes two people to fucking tango, okay? If you fuck a bitch and you don't wear a condom, you knew that there's two risks. A, you're going to be stuck with this bitch for the rest of your life, or B, you're going to be stuck with the monster for the rest of your life. You had those options too. It's not always about the women that opens her legs. Somebody has to get in between them too. So
Hmm.
y'all need to chill with that.
And also, why procreate if all you're going to do is bash the baby mama? She's so bitter. She don't want me to be around nobody. She's so bitter. I don't know. She keep me from my child. What have you done to make sure that you try to see your child? What are you doing?
Not even that. Look, 9 times out of 10, and this is honesty, 9 times out of 10, I've asked people in these comments that I get tagged in and shit because they want to get my input. I've said, did you show up to court? I never got excuse me. No, 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 no. You knew that you have a child. Your ass should have went right into that court system the moment that child was born to either A, get your paternity results, B, file for partial custody. Okay? That's what you were supposed to do as a human being, as a man that procreated. So you can't wait for the court to hit you up and say, "Hey, look, you got to show up." That's not how it works. And women, y'all, I'm not only bashing the men. I'm coming after you ladies too, because a lot of y'all do use the family court system as a pawn because you hate this nigga and you just want to ruin his life and make his life miserable. You should have thought about that when you let him nut up on the inside of you. I'm just keeping it real. So y'all also need to keep your problems off of social media. We don't need to know that y'all having issues. We don't need to know that.
I don't. I give no fucks.
Well, not even that. Everything you put online is called evidence at that point.
Hmm.
So let you go and put up some video of yo, me and my niggas is chilling. We drinking, we smoking. Guess what? That bitch is taking a screenshot and using that against you as evidence. Or she has some friends or people that are playing CIA and getting information from you. So
And they are letting screenshots and cell phone evidence in court. They're letting that.
yeah,
They're letting it rock.
yeah, it's like y'all build your own cases against yourselves. And this is exactly why I say to people, when you have kids, even if you don't get along with the person, y'all have to figure out a way because a child did not ask to be here. They're here.
Hmm.
Exactly, Felix. You have to be grown about it. Look, we fucked. We got a kid out of it. Now what? 50-50. Have a nice life. Oh, you get him on the weekends and I'll do my weekly shit. Period. I know that sounds easy, but also women, y'all be procreating with bums. Y'all know the dude wasn't shit. You wanted to get into bed
He,
with
he
him.
he ain't shit, but he got some good eggplant.
That's how it always is. That's how it always is. It's always the people you're not supposed to be fucking
He
with.
treats me like
And
shit. He
then,
hits me from time to time, but he's got some very good eggplant.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's why I say you gotta. think about how spiritual sex is because everything is about attachment. Whether the sperm attaches to the egg or this person is attaching to your brain and your emotions and your feelings,
It's
you
not
have to
enough of
really.
that in the world to make me risk my sanity over that. I'm sorry. It's not enough for that in the world for me. Nope.
But
Mm-mm.
here's the one thing that nobody ever talks about. One thing that nobody ever talks about, and it's the grandparents that are in court fighting for custody.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody ever mentions grandma and granddaddy.
I've read horror stories of grandparents, like grandmothers, killing themselves because they're, not allowed to see their grandchild.
Yeah. And it's
There's
been
a
proven that grandparents seem to live longer, when they have their grandchildren around them.
Yeah, that's why it's very important. We have to look at like my whole goal in life, um, besides, guiding artists and making sure that they get to where they want to get to as an artist. My goal in life is to reform family court. That's been my dream. I think a family court system is the last thing anybody told me. I understand the court systems. I understand, criminal court is fucked up. Black men are getting locked up and being like sent to jail over dumb shit that could just be a ticket. But nobody ever wants to talk about the family court system. Nobody ever wants to talk about the reform of that. And the family court system is fucked up and nobody, thinks about it. I've been researching this shit for years, guys. I have my personal reasons, but the family court system needs to be reformed. And I said, if I have to run for office, that's my goal, which is to fix that. There's kids, women that are in domestic violence shit. It's just so much overlooked. And this is a system that is a prison for kids. You know what I'm saying? Your child fucks up in school, they get sent to juvie. That's prison. That's jail time.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody ever thinks about the kids that are suffering. Nobody ever thinks about the mothers that are suffering. No one ever thinks about the fathers that are suffering. This is just a big circle. And of course, with everything coming out, with the powers that be in Hollywood and all these kids and shit, um, that's something that needs to be looked into. And I do say, once I hang up my mic, I'm gonna be picking up another mic, and that's gonna be standing in front of the Senate and demanding that they fix all of these issues going on in the family court system and allowing juries. We need juries in family courts. Let a jury decide where that kid goes. Why do you let all the decisions be up to a judge? That is unfair, impartial. They have their own personal vendetta. They just may not fucking like you. And yeah, your kid's going to foster care. It's just, it needs to be reformed. And I am Minx and I fucking approve this message. Damn it, my shit didn't go.
Oh,
Fuck. I had it perfect. I had it perfect.
oh goodness.
But it is true. I do plan on doing that. That's my goal, in giving back to the community. And hopefully if anybody wants to, rock with me and hang out, hang up like the little tags and shit like that, I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad I don't have any children. That was the one thing that I never would want to deal with ever is the court system because I know how fucked up it is, and I know how it could be very unfair to either party. And I've seen it play out. Several of my friends, I've seen it play out, and it's never good for the kids at all.
Yeah, it's a generational thing at that point. It's a
Sometimes
generational
you got to
thing.
break that curse.
It's a curse. The curse starts, and I hate to say family court kind of reminds me of like, the slave trade. You know,
Mm-mm.
it's
Mm-mm.
basically the same shit. You had these kids that were separated from their parents and sold, to people. So I'm just like, how the fuck is this still legal? Why do we still have laws in action when Hillary Clinton is not even, in the Senate? She's not doing shit. Why are these laws still existing? Somebody has to challenge this shit. That's why I say everything else, yeah, criminal court, yes. But actually, yeah, you're right, Felix. Felix says the system is set up to take these kids, yeah, and they go missing, and then they have these issues and problems, and obviously it's to drug up these kids. But I'm just saying to myself, why is it that no politician has ever come out and said, vote for me because my goal, because everyone needs a goal when you're running for office. My goal is to reform this. So yes, criminal court, yes, family court, that's very, very much needed as well.
Okay.
That was so random, wasn't it?
That's super random. Like she just went full Judge Judy up in here. Yeah, see, let's see. I'm glad that I have you as a co-host because you talk about a lot of shit that I have no type of education on. So I'll let you rock, girl. I'll let you
Oh
rock out.
shit. I shouldn't know. I know a lot about shit that I wish I didn't know, but I'm kind of glad that I do know because people they need a voice.
Yeah. Uh. So this is gonna be funny as shit. So Kaya decided that she wanted to go to Instagram Live and said that she wanted to battle against Trina. She says if we do a hit for hit, I'm gonna win. I got 280 some odd. Like she actually counted. I have 200 some, hits. This, that, and third. And of course, the comments was just hilarious, such as "Child, this bed bug is at it again." If Kaya included all of these people sampling her, she would demolish Trina. But she sampled and stole some shit too, so that would be disqualification. Someone says, "Girl, you got 2.5 songs." The comments go on and on. My neck, my back. We don't know the rest of your tracks. Uh, you got some people trying to cap for. Kai got a few of them things. I don't think my neck, my back was the only one that was radio bop. They couldn't play it on the radio.
Mm.
My neck, my back, lick my wet and my what? Like you couldn't play a good 75% of that song.
Oh yeah, they played that at a school dance when I was a kid,
Oh
and
my god.
our teacher was like, my what?" And we're in Catholic school, by the way.
Ooh. Mm. My
Even
neck,
I knew, even
my
I knew
back.
that song wasn't right. You don't, you know.
Here's another one. I love Kaya, but she always do too much. I think she thinks she was Lil Kim back in the day. Ew, yikes.
Mm-hmm. She was bad.
No, Kaya, that ain't it. She blocked me on I think Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Yeah, she blocked my ass. I had time.
Oh wow, that's one thing to get blocked by a celebrity.
She ain't no goddamn celebrity. She's like 40 something years old, still trying to twerk on young men. She was in there doing she was doing a music. She was doing a video shoot. Someone else had posted it, and she was doing a video shoot, and she looked so worn the fuck out. And she's sitting there trying to, she's so stiff. She's trying to, pop it a little bit, but she ain't got nothing back there, up top, nowhere. And like, you're 40 something years old. Your days as a rapper and as Thug misses, that's done. That's dead because nobody was checking for you over 10 years. You only got relevant again because another social media personality brought you on to their hustle. You failed to hold up your end of the bargain. You got left out the deal. The other social broadcaster is prospering, making money. She got 4, 5, 6 shows out the gate, and she's still doing the one show that Kaya claimed that she stole. It's a whole lot going on. But Kaya, you dig your own grave sometimes. Like you don't know when to shut up and just get a bag. But
Right.
but Trina would straight up flame your ass on a hit for hit. I'm sorry. Trina is that bitch in terms of between her and Kaya.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fail. Nope.
Yeah.
Uh I just don't see it. I don't see it.
She's always in some shit all the time.
And she puts herself there. Like nobody's asking you. Like nobody asked Chingy to give out all the sordid details between him and Tiffany Haddish. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody asked.
Yeah. They're always like, hold on. Felix says Dr. Dre and Puff Daddy should battle. Mm,
We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Um, that's oh mm.
hmm.
I would say shit. Well, Dre has been at this since '84. Based on that, when he was with the World Class Wrecking Crew before NW. Well, he did a lot for NWA. He still produced for some other acts. I don't know.
M
Dre.
versus Jay Z. Hmm.
M versus J?
Yeah, that was another one.
Hell no. 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 J will smoke his ass. No. No. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. That's a mismatch. Mm-mm. I don't like that. New
Well,
York.
think about it. Everybody keeps saying that Eminem smoked Jay Z on Renegade.
You know what? This and I'm glad you brought that particular song up. Let's talk about collaborations and why now all of a sudden it's become who ate who on a collaboration. Why should one artist outshine another artist? Like recently when Jay Electronica dropped the J and J Joint album, and oh yeah, man, Jay Electronica he spit, but yo, Jay Z carried that whole album. He just straight outshine. Like how do you outshine me on my album? It's a collab.
See, that's why part of me, like when I do collabs, I be feeling funny. You know,
Like who records the verse first, and then who goes back and changes shit?
well, here's the thing, and this has happened to me several times, and I've told you this. I was literally in the studio. You know, the way I look at it, you know, back in the day, you know, you wrote your verse when you wanted to do something. You wrote your verse, and then you met up in the studio, and then you recorded together.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
how we did it back in the day. I know
Mhm.
today everyone just doing stems and sending each other fucking Dropbox files and shit. Um, so basically, you know, I go to the studio and we all had a week to work on the song because you know obviously everybody's days off is different. Some of us were 9 to 5s, others were whenever. So we all said, okay, Saturday night we're gonna get together and record the track, right? So I wrote my verse and everything. Everything was cool. I kept, you know, rehearsing it and trying to get into my, you know, my Minx mode because, you know, I have to get into Minx in order to rap. So I was first. They're like, yeah, Minx, go, you know, ladies first. I said, okay. So I get in there. I start spitting some shit. Next thing I know, I look, you know, while the engineer's fixing, you know, my vocals and shit, like for me to sound a certain way on certain parts. These niggas is crossing out shit.
They got the erasers flying.
I was like, hold on a second. I was like, hey, wait a minute. I didn't say nothing, but then I noticed how they were kind of vibing off of shit that I said on my verse. And
Mhm.
I'm like, wait. It now, if that was the case, what should have happened was because this is what people always misconstrue. A feature is a feature. A feature is not a battle, okay, on the record.
Exactly.
So I don't care if your verse is better than mine or if my verse is better than yours. It's whatever is going to stand out to make people want to hit play.
And as long as it matches with the rest of the song, if it's cohesive and it flows.
Exactly. Like I've never had this problem. But, you know, after a while, this is why I stopped doing features because I'm like, if we on the same track and I feel like you're trying to come off on top, then it's not a feature at that point. Featuring is something that we both have that we're bringing to the table to make the song better. And if you want to be the person with the better verse, then that means that you need to just drop a diss track on me and keep it moving. We
Right.
can't be on the same song.
Have you ever rewrote a verse?
No.
I have one time, and I normally didn't. I what I wrote was what I wrote. If it sounded good, it was what it was. I rewrote a verse one time. It was about 4 years ago. Me and my homie Rose Red. Well, she goes by Red Rose now. So me and my homegirl Red Rose, we writing a verse because Wiz got something cooking up in that fat ass head of his, and he's always like, "Yo, we're gonna get this collab, da 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 da." So she comes to my house anyway because I'm recording her for a song she's doing with her husband. And in the meantime, she's like, "Yo, we can go ahead and work on this track." So I'm like, "All right, boom." She goes ahead and records her verse, so I could have it on file, so I could mix it and send it to Wiz. Yo, she killed that shit. I looked at my phone like, you know what? Delete this shit, start over. I wasn't even trying to top her. It's just that what I had was just childish and corny in comparison to the bars that she had. It
Mm.
wasn't me trying to one up her. It wasn't her trying to one up me. It was, oh, that shit was fire. But what I got right here was like real beginning rapish. I've been rapping for like, what, 10 years now. This ain't my best work. And I deleted everything and started over. The only time I ever rewrote. Other than that, it is what it is.
Well, I would say one of my favorite. I hate to say this, but it's true. Okay, one of my favorite artists I ever worked with. His name is Araz. Right? He don't rap no more. He's going through some shit, but he's gonna come back. And I tell him every time I speak to him, he's my best friend. Right now, Araz is the type of dude, kind of like you would think maybe Jay Z and Beyonce are. Like Beyonce would say, "Hey, baby, what do you think about this?"
Mm-mm, mm-mm. See, see. What we not gonna do? What you're not gonna do? And this ain't even coming from the beehive. This is coming from me. What you're not going to do?
It's like I kind of picture it like, "Hey, baby, what do you think about this song right here?" And Jay Z be like, "Well, I think."
You know what?
Like, you might need to take this. So I kind of like picture that that's
Excuse
what
me.
their experience is like in the studio. Like she'll present to him, and he'll probably say, give her constructive criticism to make the song better.
Yeah.
So,
And I will take his constructive criticism because hell, he's been doing it for 20 years. I'm not saying write my verse for me,
but
but
tell me
like,
how to make it better. Like,
yeah,
do I take out some ands and thes and stuff like that? Like, tell me that, but don't
put in
rewrite my whole
put
shit
in an
because then
ad lib like a here and there, like
then you rewrite my whole verse and no ass for a year. So
yikes.
my best friend, we used to look at our music as therapy, and he went through a marital issue, and he came over to my house, and he's just like, "Yo, Minx, I'm very upset. I'm about to fucking kill myself." Like this is a true story, and this was around Christmas time, so I was like, instead of me like being Captain Save a Hoe because I wasn't like that. I was very respectful of his marriage, and I was single at the time too. But again, my best friend. So I said, okay, well, I see how you're feeling. Let's go to the studio. So on the way to the studio, we're driving. He's quiet, and I was like, "You have a beat, or you have anything you?" He says, "Yeah, I got a beat." He's like, "I didn't pay for it though," so I said, "It's okay. It's not nothing that we're going to advertise and put out and shit unless you want to." But he's just like, "Okay." So we go to the studio, and mind you, he taught me how to rap. He actually taught me how to have like a flow, and he's like, "You got it, but I kind of want you to try it this way." So this is how he was with me. So we're in the studio, we smoking and chilling. And he tells me we're writing together, right? So he wrote his verse, and he's looking at my paper. He's just like, "Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I don't have to tell you what to write." What I said, "Yeah, of course." So the song was called "If You Could Talk," and basically it's a song basically asking God, like, if God could talk, what would he say? Type shit. So it's crazy because he did his verse, and I was like, obviously, like hearts in the eyes because the verse was so lit. And then it was my turn, and of course, I felt all nervous. Like I had the paper in my hand, and I'm just like, I got to impress this dude because this dude lyrically is one of the best rappers I ever heard in my life. So I get in there, and then he says to me, he stops the music. "No, Minx. Mm-mm." I say, "What? You don't have it. You don't have it. I need that fire." I say, "Okay, I need a shot then." I take 2 shots. In this song, when we recorded it, right? Anybody can go and listen to it right now. When you hear me like rapping, you feel that spirit jump inside of me. It's almost very scary. It's very scary. And it's like I'm like I'm kind of held back. And then when I start getting into and believing what I'm saying, I felt the spirit jump inside of me on some dead ass shit. Um,
You know how like when you're writing and like the first 4 bars was like a warm up and it
mm,
wasn't like your best 4 bars, but it's something to warm the people up. And then after that, you just kill it from bars 5 on down. It was like, okay,
yes, that's when the spirit jumps inside of you. My dad tells me, because you're channeling energy, right? Everybody that hears that verse says you sound like Little Kim. I said, "What part?" Like, the part when you took off. I said, "Yeah, everyone says I sound like Little Kim on that part." Yes. So, I started off like simple, Ever since birth, I feel like I've been cursed. Like there's a wager on my life to see how much my faith's worth. The devil wears Prada. I'm still wearing rags, trying to economize, verbalize, thought to a pen and pad. I wasn't wired right. I always thought differently and rolling on my own axes. You couldn't get close to my symmetry because I'm not a human being. This is where I took it off. I'm just being human. So many tests in life, and I can't win for losing. Maybe I'm just barely passing, cashing in all these tracks in. And it's like I just felt the spirit jump inside of me. And it was weird because when you hear the playback, um, he's like, "Yo, you kind of went over. I was supposed to come back with the hook." I was like,
Ah,
"Oh," I said,
you
"Oh
you was
shit."
just going off.
I was going off, and then he's like, "I was like, oh, so just take that last part." He said, "No, no, no, leave it, leave it. That's perfect." So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off the first half of my verse and then just come back and loop it. So the reason why I say this is because when you start when you're in the lab at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I always call that the witching hour. When you're in the lab at 3 o'clock in the morning, that's where most people feel like their magic is made with their music. They'll say, "I got a hit, I got a hit, this is the one." It could be, them folks be lurking. um
Them
but
folks.
that's one artist I would say I always enjoyed working with, because if you're doing a song with somebody, you want them to, like how we did the beat for this show.
Mm-hmm.
We both, when I made the loop or whatever, I was like, yo, I could send this to so many people, but I was like, something about the way you make beats. I was like, yeah, I got to send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you sent me, the finalized copy, I literally sat back and I was like, yo, I'm not worthy, because that, you know, was a super dope collaboration. So you can't really, this is why we tell these artists, you can't really collaborate with just anybody.
Of course, you gotta have that Wonder Twins activate moment,
Yeah,
and
you have to.
and that's why I really didn't collab with too many people when it came time to uh rapping and stuff, because it wasn't the fact that I was worried about people like trying to one up you on a verse or try to take over the song. It's just that I know the energy that I want on the song and I know how I want it to go. You might fuck it up. That's just what it is. And that's why I did a lot of solo work. Anytime I did a feature, it was with the people that I was in the label with. And
Right.
Wiz. Only people I did a verse with him and our homeboy Jonesy. We brought Jonesy out of retirement. Like he wasn't spitting for like 2 years, and we came together and did a track called Moolah. He was like, "Yo, I want you and Jonesy on it," and so he sent me the beat, and I said, "What did I say?" I said 20s, 50s, hundreds in the backpack, running machine, frosty. Let's count these stacks, big bands. Call me HBCU, head bitch, count up drama game. Who I salute to
What?
uh what I say, hitters on my squad, and they'll what I say, hitters on my squad will try to do you, and for the right price your whole squad can get a piece. I come through flossing green like Boston, cause I said so. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Ain't nobody fucking with a team harder as mine. We eat, sleep, and grind with the moolah on our mind. Big bank like Hank, keep it funky like Stank. I been earned my stripes, don't make me pull rank. And I yo, that was like the best shit I ever wrote.
Yo,
Oh, I got the flex bomb.
fucking bars right there.
I gotta find the track. I know Wiz got it, and I know I have it somewhere. But I gotta let you hear that shit.
Felix said she going in. Yo. We are two female producers who are rappers,
I
who are
don't
content
remember.
creators,
I don't
and we
remember a lot of my raps. Matter of fact, I have a project that I did. It's
is this the project that you said that you'll never release?
yeah. This is the project that I will never release. It's called because I don't have the original stems and the quality is dash. But the CD looks bomb as fuck. I'm gonna send you a picture of it, and I did it
Ooh, where's
myself.
Yana? We want the album, sis.
Nope, not this one. But this joint, like, I'll let you. Shit. I'm gonna have to. I can't burn it on my computer because I don't have a CD drive. I'm gonna have to find a way to get this to you.
These
So,
new CD drives is crazy, man. They like
matter of
they
fact,
don't.
my mom has a CD drive and I have a flash drive. I'll burn it on her computer, put it on a flash drive. upload this shit and I will email it to you so you can see and hear how bad this is. I did my own intros, I did my own skits, I produced, wrote, halfway mixed this shit all by myself. I have maybe one, two, three, four, four features out of 12.
My first EP, I had no features. Like I told you, the one feature I was supposed to have, my friend died, so she couldn't hop on it.
Yeah.
And I can't listen to that song for the rest of my life because it's like you could tell that my verse, the second verse I wrote for it, was just so random and rushed because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just, it was for her, you know. Shout out to her.
I have a song on here, track number can't see this shit. Track number 11. My mentor, my big brother had just died like the year that I was recording this album, and I was gonna get his help on it to help me mix it down and for him to get a first listen. And that was like one of the hardest songs I've ever had to write. And like in the middle of recording the hook, I broke down and cried in the middle. I said, "Yo, I gotta stop this shit. I can't record like that." So I went out. At the time, I was smoking cigarettes. So I went out, hit a Newport, came back in. I had so much because when I first did it, I didn't have that emotion. I didn't have
Okay.
that. It was because you could tell when someone's rapping, it sounded like they're reading.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what that sounded like that I was reading, and I was like, "Let me try this again."
Like these new kids today.
All off beat and reading off the phone and shit. So I'm like, "All right, bitch, stop crying, suck it up, let's get it done." And I finally got it. And you can hear it that second verse. Like you said, the spirit jumps in. And that
Yeah, you
second verse was
and
it.
yeah, you feel that shit.
But yeah, I'm gonna get this you're gonna be like, bitch, you should have just sent it to me, but I didn't know you then. But yeah, this is the one album that will never be released, and I have a few copies of it.
Felix says, he says, I don't like rappers who talk about money and care about and cars and what they got. I like struggle bars. Yeah, me too. Me
And
too.
then you hear the money, the bitches, the cars. Purchase your track today. Like, okay, cut, cut,
Not
cut.
only that, which was a tweet that I actually reposted on my stories. Um, and it says, poverty isn't everyone's black experience, right? Which I agree with. And I was having a pleasant conversation on Instagram overnight about this. And yeah, mine too, Felix. Slipping, DMX is slipping will always make me cry. I don't care where we are.
I think it's the
Um,
beat. The beat kind of hits your heart.
yeah, the beat is the strings. It is the strings. I'm telling you right now. Um, but nobody ever wants to talk about the fact that there's a lot of rappers out here that did not have poverty, they did not have struggles, and they're creating songs based on the struggle that they've never had.
And they had both of their parents, which really just
Yeah. Like I when I did a song, one of the lines I said in my verses, on I said I grew up like I was the Fresh Prince, not Purple Rain. We was always just festive. We had two cars, a garage, and when I heard check please, I heard Amex card. Like that's me being honest.
ooh,
Like
that was
this
a
was my
flex.
lifestyle. I did
That
not
was a
grow up in the hood.
flex.
I didn't grow up in the hood. I don't even wish that I did, but I lived in the best of both worlds because my mom lived in Yonkers and she was in a high rise and we had a freaking gym and all that shit in the basement. Um but you go up a block over, that was the hood. So
Mm-hmm.
technically I wouldn't say I grew up in the hood. I'm never going to say I grew up in the hood. My grandmother's house was a two-family house. I went to Catholic school. I lived with my mom in Yonkers, and that's when I started hanging with the bad crowd because you don't want to be called like the bougie bitch.
With the silver spoon rammed down her throat.
Yeah, oh, you're so perfect, and targeted for being robbed and shit. And people only really hung out with me because I always had money. I'm being honest. Um, and then when I found out that my dad lived in the same town as me, that's even more fakery and fuckery because everybody wants to be your friend because your dad has a studio. So
Mm-hmm.
real friendship to me was very valuable to me because I wanted people to be my friend because they really did rock with me, not because I had nice things and shit like that. Because my mom would give me like sneakers and shit, and I would give it to my friends, like, here, take them. I don't need them. And they'll say, you don't have to give it to me. I was like, oh, I got 100 pairs. I don't need another pair.
See, we never had anybody like you when I was growing up in any neighborhood. So compared to it, compared to how I grew up, I'm not gonna say it was all bad. I mean, it was some fucked up moments, but I mean, life was life, in the '80s. So, my
Well,
mom's
here's the
she
thing:
was single. She was a
if some
single
people
parent.
did struggle, their parents never let them see that they were going through shit. I'll just put it that way.
Oh well, I mean, my mom really tried her best to raise me by herself. I mean, I think she did a damn good job considering all that she had going on, and I. I'm thankful for my childhood, and I'm thankful for the way that I was raised and where I was raised, especially.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the only thing I would change, I definitely would change, is that I was able to dance and do shit. Because I tell people
You
stuff
can't
that I
dance.
can't do as a black woman,
You can't
and
dance at all.
like I can't dance at all.
I
When
can
I'm
get
drunk,
I can give you a two step with a red cup in my hand, but I can't do nothing more than what they doing out here.
when I'm drunk, I'm lit. I think I'm one of the best dancers. But
When I'm drunk, I think I'm one of Beyonce's backup dancers, but in real life, I'm just doing some random ass. I don't know what you call it, but I just have fun.
right,
But I,
Felix says my mom dropped out in sixth grade, can't read or write, and she's single with 5 kids. Well, God bless her.
man,
God bless her. Because you know what? I look at, when it comes to parents that went through things, like I used to say to my mom, um, she was lucky. She was very lucky to have two parents that, my mom was a single mom because, my mom didn't want to be with my dad. It had nothing about him not wanting to be there. It's just she didn't want him around. So some women get like that, kind of like cats that, don't look at me after we together.
hmm, yeah.
So me personally, I feel like a lot of the problems that our parents had is because they really did bring it on themselves because they were not smart or they did not do the responsible thing and they do the best they can to help prevent us from making those same mistakes because again those who don't know their past are doomed to repeat it and breaking generational cycles curses and shit is important.
Well, my father just felt that at the time in his life, he was 23 and would rather go out and party, smoke weed, and drink than become a responsible adult. And so he dipped off before I was 1 years old. And I met him when I was like 18. We still don't have much of a relationship right now. But I mean,
Yeah,
it is
people
what it is.
people don't understand too that kids get older, you know what I mean, they get older, they ask questions.
Hmm.
So you may be mad now, single moms and shit, or single dads too. You may be mad now, but the karma comes when that child confronts that they show up on some Will Smith shit. Like, look at me,
Yeah.
they want me, Dad.
No, that was the question number one. That was dead ass question number the fuck one. I met my father at my uncle's ex wife's Christmas party. Whew, say that 5 times fast. And my
It wasn't
cousin
funny.
and my cousin pointed him out to me. See, when I was growing up, everybody talked about my dad, but I never knew what he looked like. And everybody would say, "Oh, you look like him. You look like him." Well, that's not telling me shit because I look like my mama too. So that's not telling me anything. That's not bringing me any type of peace. So my cousin pointed him out to me, and I just sat down and I looked at him for like a solid 5 minutes. I didn't say a word, and I said, "Can I talk to you like in another room or outside or wherever?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." I said, so as you know, I'm going to have mad questions, and I want you to answer them as honest as possible. He said, I will be nothing but honest. Question number one, uh, why the fuck did you leave? Well, I was young and dumb, and I wanted to party with my friends and do dumb shit, and da 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 da, and bleep blah. I mean, he kind of sort of gave me the standard answer that any deadbeat ass father would give you. But you could tell, you could look at him and tell that he really meant it. He was like, I missed out on so much, and I'll never get that time back. Oh no, you're damn right you won't. Who's to say you're gonna get any time after that? But you know,
And then they try to think that they can make it up by being grandparents.
no, I'm not giving him grandchildren. He gave me $200 on the first meetup, and his ugly ass wife gave me like $100. I said, oh, thank you,
See,
Merry
that was
Christmas.
crazy because when I first, got into my dad's life, I think the first thing that we said to each other was, I said, "Do you believe in aliens?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Okay."
What? And there's the beginning of that relationship. Do you believe in
Yeah,
aliens?
we've been singing "Kumbaya" and sending each other, crazy conspiracy videos and shit on YouTube.
Yeah,
Ever
because
since
he be on Facebook with the shit too.
yo,
I
you see
said,
where I get it
I
from.
said, this ain't nothing but minks in
This
the
is
male
this is Minx.
form.
This is
In the male form. You tell dad to relax, okay? How
oh
is
he
he
been
doing, by the way? How is he doing, by the way?
oh he's doing a lot better. I
Great.
spoke to him yesterday when he was sending me he was singing to me with the voice box.
Uh-oh.
He had the keyboards out. I'm gonna send you the picture. And he's singing to me. I was mad and shit. He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing. I'm in a bad mood." He goes, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "Yeah." I wanna be your man.
um, this conversation's over. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad. You made me feel so good. He knows that's my favorite song.
Oh.
So he's sitting there singing, singing, singing. So Gina comes over to me and she says, "Oh no, did Grandpa become a robot?"
Oh,
He
she's
has it.
cute.
Yo, he cracks me up. Um, but he knows that's my favorite song. I don't know why that's my favorite song. It just reminds me of him. I don't know. So seeing him sing with the talk box, and he was giving me a lesson about it, about how that was the first auto tune, and you know, I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
because Roger Troutman played the shit out of that.
oh yeah, yeah. But I just love how I miss him. I mean, he's in the town over, and I can't see him. And these, after a while, these little FaceTime conversations become like, you know, depressing to me.
I was about to ask a really dumbass question when you said he was just a town over, and I'm like, well, why don't you just go and I forgot about coronavirus? Why don't you just go over there and see him?
I would always be over there. That's why when you come to New York somehow, someday, you have to come and hang out with us because literally, me and my dad, when we link up, I'll lay on the couch and he's sitting in his chair. He's just like, "You want to see something cool?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So he shows me like, beat competitions and stuff like that. He starts talking to me about, you see how this guy, you see how what he did when he EQ'd this a certain way. I'm like, yes, this is like super dope. That's why when people write to me on Twitter, they're like, "I wish my dad was a producer because that would be so dope." I was like, why? That's all we talk about is production.
I would sit there for hours and soak up all of that.
Well, he's actually, he is very knowledgeable. And I tell him sometimes, I said, "Dad, you got to learn how to teach though, because when you know it and
It's
other
second
people
nature to you.
don't, you know, he kind of gets really excited. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't know about? Hold on, let me. I'm like, Dad, I don't know.
Relax.
I don't
See,
know.
he's talking to you like because you do have some knowledge of what it is he's talking about. For someone like me, it's like okay, you're gonna have to explain what all of this is because I know none of this. Uh, because you're talking as if it's just like breathing to you, and I don't grasp it at all.
Yeah, when he was on our show last time, I'm gonna get him to come back too. When he was, discussing about all that. This is what a conversation with him like is
Mm.
like. We'll be on the phone and it'll be like a 4 hour conversation, and we're just still talking about, my mix. I'm like, "Dad, what's wrong with my mix?" Well, I don't. Okay, how about look? Get on Skype. I'll show you what you did wrong, and he'll upload. I'll send him the stems. He'll upload it to his computer, and I'll sit and he'll show me where I fucked up at. And yeah, I'm like, that's kind of dope. I'd be telling him, "Yo, you need to be teaching engineers and shit how to do this because I mean, I don't mind sitting in your class. I'll pay you. Like as my dad, I'll pay you. But
Yeah, I would definitely pay to see that. Is there a way like he can contact some of the universities and have him come up and do like seminars for music majors?
yes, I think he is thinking about doing that after this quarantine stuff is over because
That would be super dope.
I'm trying to like he's been, which was, I don't know if you're part of his production group on Facebook. Um Felix says she's plotting. Yo, we always making plans, man, all the time. No, he has a production group on Facebook, so he's always like giving us jewels and shit like that. So um he wants me to do like a whole webinar on how to mix vocals on the iPhone.
Mm,
Well, look at it this way. These kids ain't going to no damn fucking studios. So he's like, you're making beats and doing entire EPs on your phone. You need to show these artists how to do that because I showed the breakdown. How did she do this only on her phone, not even an SM7B mic, just a regular gaming headset? How does she do it? Now you saw I do the sample chops and shit like
Mm.
that. It's very intricate, and I've been on YouTube and I've been researching other artists and people that are showing how to do it, but they're not actually showing everything.
Yeah, they don't want you stealing the sauce. That's why.
I don't mind giving the sauce. You guys just have to, invest in that because I noticed that once I started talking about, GarageBand and all this shit, next thing I know, other people who will not be named started coming out their face talking about they're going to be doing tutorials on how to make beats on GarageBand on the phone, which I thought was
Oh
cute.
boy.
I thought that was cute, and this is actually leading me into the Minx moment too, because we about to be up out of here. Um, when it comes to making beats online and shit like that, um, I I have a problem with Sojuski.
Who
Again,
who don't you have a problem with?
a lot of people, but
You gonna have the industry coming for your head after a while.
well, I'm going to tell you guys why I have a problem with Sojuski now. So y'all get ready for the mix moment. I tried to do a soundbite, didn't happen. Anyway, so
Oh, it's not working for you too.
yo, everything is fucking up. Anyway, so basically, you know how most of us who are artists, we are targeted with ads, we're targeted with sponsored posts and all this crazy shit. So the other day I'm chilling on Instagram and there was an ad that resonated and it was about Hot 97. So Hot 97 targeted me because somehow or another the algorithm picks it up that I am an artist, producer, or someone that is in music. Now, there was one thing about this ad that really bothered me that I decided to come out publicly and pretty much voice my opinion about why I thought the ad was fucked up. And in this ad, Drewski says to artists, when you get finished, and this is for the whole who's next shit. So he says, when you get finished, the moment you get out of the studio, out of the lab, upload your song to this. I said, no, no. How are you a prominent figure and you are, oh, excuse me. I'm over here burping. Uh, how are
Little
you
ingestion. I got it all the time.
Yeah. How are you a prominent figure, a person with a blue check, a person where a bunch of artists follow you and hope that you see them, hope that you hear their music? You give advice to these artists that the first thing that they should do after they are done in the studio is to upload their music to Hot 97 fucking servers. Mm, no. I'm sorry. No. And I'm going to tell you guys why I say no. We are in right now, and I'm telling you this as an industry, I'm not saying I'm an industry head, but I have industry head friends. Everything in the industry is in seasons. Okay. We have now went into a new season. As you see, this is why Drake just dropped something new. This is why Beyonce just hopped on something new. This is why Doja Cat and Nicki just hopped on something new. This is a new season, okay, in the music business. So this is the best time to be dropping EPs. This is the best time to be dropping shit. Now, my problem with this is that you and I both know that the first thing you need to do after you do your song is to copyright your shit. That's the first thing.
Makes sense.
Second thing is that you have to then apply for an ISRC code. I know you guys are going to be saying, well, wait, shouldn't you be putting this to ASCAP first? Nah, not yet. You go and you apply for an ISRC code for that song. Once you have the ISRC code for that song, then you get the data for it. Then you register that track with Nielsen or Songtrader or wherever. Okay. Then when you're finished doing that, then you go to publishing, ASCAP, BMI, or CSAC, and you publish the song. Okay. Then when you do all of that, then you can go ahead and distribute. Distribute meaning whether it's to the stores or if you want to enter some sort of bullshit fucking Hot 97 contest where you're going to be spammed to death from a Facebook bot that's going to just ask you for more and more money with promises that you will perform at Def Jam. I mean, excuse me, at what's the name of that fucking shit?
Did your kid?
No, no, no. Summer Jam. There you go.
Oh, Summer Jam.
You
Is
guys,
people still going up for Summer Jam?
yeah, they're
That's
still
still a
recruiting for
thing.
that. Like Summer Jam is really going to be something.
Wow. Okay.
So when Drewski came out and said that, I had to kind of intervene and write into comments and let everybody know that that is not what you should be doing. You should not be sending anybody your music until it is at least copywritten. Okay. Now, if you are broke and you can't copyright your shit, I'm telling you this right now, poor man's copyright does not work in the court of law anymore. Why? Because things can be altered. Somebody hit me up the other day and said, well, when you record the song and then, it has a stamp on it that's technically copywritten. Yes, it is technically a digital copyright. Will a judge accept that as evidence? Fuck no. So don't even play that. So, bottom line is, if you're going to be entering into contests, you need to make sure your music is legit because they are, as a new season, looking for content. They're looking for content. They're looking for that one dumb fuck artist that is super talented. And you may not have the look, you may not have the sound. And then they were going to go and take your music and give it to someone like a Megan Thee Stallion, or they're going to give it to someone like Doja Cat. And you're going to sit there and say, that's my song. And what happens? Social media is going to say to you, you're chasing clout. Don't be an idiot. Don't be gullible. Drewski can't help you. We are all of us, you, me, them, the industry, in quarantine. Who can they help, really? And that's my rant.
Hope y'all wrote that down. Uh, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up tonight. Tomorrow we will be back with more random talk. I will be having the music going, and because I really don't know what's going on. Her sound bites ain't working. My music ain't working. If Articulate is still there, this is the shit that we used to go through all the time on that other app that will not be named. That,
We were always clipping and shit. Yep.
yeah, you gotta say iPad just for but
iPad.
iPad. But yeah. So before I leave up out of here, don't forget shop.spreadshirt.com/RTIM. Get 15% off for the first 2 weeks on all RTIM merch. New designs are coming soon. Please believe it. Also, head on over to minxradio.com, hit that merch tab, get some Minx Mafia merch. Tune in with us tomorrow night. We're going to come back with more bullshit like we like to give y'all because, it's random, as y'all clearly heard today. Oh, gosh. So, we out. Good night.
Yes, we out.